D. Vacorda my name is James Nagle, welcome to The Irish Nation Lives. In December of 1916, many of those imprisoned for their role in the Easter Rising were released, and they returned to Ireland just in time for a spate of by-elections. Count George Plunkett, whose son Joseph was executed for his role in the Rising, was victorious in North Roscommon in February of 1917. He would later join Sinn Féin, which was now dominated by veterans of the Rising, and they would win 4 of the 5 by-elections held in Ireland that year, delivering a heavy blow to the Irish Parliamentary Party. However, they rebounded from this and defeated Sinn Féin in 3 by-elections early in 1918, and for a time it looked like they would see off the challenge and maintain their position as the leaders of Irish nationalism. In March, though, their forces heavily depleted from the German onslaught on the Western Front, the British government moved to introduce conscription to Ireland, without thinking of the effect it would have on a people who were apathetic to the war at best, outright hostile at worst. The Irish Parliamentary Party still supported the war, even if they opposed conscription, and this halfway position won them little favour with either the people of Ireland or the other parties in the House of Commons. They were damaged by the linking of conscription to Home Rule, and in April they withdrew from a by-election in Tullamore instead of risking a defeat, granting Sinn Féin their first victory since August. On the 18th of April, as a meeting was being held in the Mansion House in Dublin by those opposed to conscription, Samuel Young, the sitting Irish Parliamentary Party MP for East Cavan, died at the age of 96. The Irish Parliamentary Party suggested that a neutral candidate be put forward to contest the seat, and although this idea was supported by the Catholic Church, Sinn Féin nominated their founder Arthur Griffith to run for them. Griffith was hated by the Irish Parliamentary Party, as he had been heavily critical of them for over a decade. He was also little liked by Labour, as he had criticised James Larkin and the striking workers during the 1913 lockout. Griffith's candidature could have been problematic, but with a month to go until polling day, on the night of the 17th to 18th of May, he was one of 73 individuals arrested by the British authorities on accusations of being involved in a German plot. Rumours went around that this was done intentionally by the British to secure the election of the Irish Parliamentary Party candidate, and while this wasn't true, the arrests were a major propaganda coup for Sinn Féin. Fears spread that the arrests were carried out to prepare the way for conscription, and Sinn Féin was able to capitalise on this. Though many of its organisers had been imprisoned, its vice-president, Father Michael O'Flanagan, was able to keep the campaign going. At the end of May, he delivered a speech to over 15,000 people, in which he said, "I hope there will not be found in Cavan any man selfish, any man stupid enough, not to see that the strength of Ireland's case against conscription rests upon the fact that Ireland is a nation, and that it is only as a nation that we can refuse conscription. It is only because we are a nationality that our young men can go forth with a clear conscience, look up into the face of Almighty God, and say that they are prepared, if necessary, to shed the last drop of their blood upon the Irish soil, rather than be swept away to be the bond-slaves of the imperial plotters." Voting began on the 20th of June, and on the 22nd, while still in prison, Arthur Griffith was deemed elected. The Irish Parliamentary Party had been confident of victory until the German plot arrests, and now wondered if the British government was trying to break the party. It would never recover from the blows the conscription crisis had delivered, and will be all but wiped out in the December general election. The Irish Parliamentary Party was hamstrung by a number of internal party problems, and these would come to the surface now that it had serious opposition in the form of Sinn Féin. If you are interested in hearing more about the political climate of the time and how the Irish Parliamentary Party contributed to their own downfall, check the description below for a link to the Irish Nation Lives podcast episode on the by-elections of 1917 and 1918. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos as we cover the course of the Irish Revolution. Make sure to follow the Irish Nation Lives Twitter and Facebook pages. If you have any questions on this or any other episode, you can ask them there. Accordia, thank you for joining me on the Irish Nation Lives. Slán go fóill.